Hello everyone, welcome to Gems of Arabia. It's a pleasure to have you all here on our Ethereal Echoes special episode, celebrating Saudi fashion and celebrating international art with Marina Fedorova. Thank you, Marina, for making this happen and for bringing us all together and creating this bridge.
My pleasure.
Welcome, Nورغول. It's lovely to have you with us.
Likewise.
Yeah. Abdulrahman, thank you for being with us.
Pleasure. Thank you, Hatem, for having us. We'll be glad to be here.
It's my pleasure. So today we're talking about cross-cultural collaborations. Starting with Marina, we have covered different aspects of the importance of collaborations. But do you, now that we worked with Yusuf Akbar, this incredible collaboration you're doing with the exhibition that we have, what are your thoughts and how do you envisage future collaborations? Are there any specific areas that you see yourself collaborating that you have noticed from the Saudi landscape that you might want to be involved in?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting. It's a great pleasure and honor.
Thank you.
And I would like to say that this collaboration is amazing for me. It was the first time for me to collaborate with fashion designer. Before I was inspired a lot by fashion as soon as I have a little bit fashion background and paint after the models of Vivienne Westwood, Yohji Yamamoto or Yves Saint Laurent. But here for me it was the first time when I saw a fashion designer inspired by my own creations, and Yusuf created this beautiful dress that 100% convey the ideas of Cosmo Dream project. It's a beautiful sparkling dress like stars and gold sun, sand. So I realized how it's amazing when people, they can work together, they can brainstorm together, how it's open our minds, it's broaden our horizons. And I think it's very important because we are artists, we are like paving the path for the people, and if we can collaborate between us from different parts of the world, from different cultures and traditions, that we can show an example for other people, and the countries can build bridges.
Absolutely.
And of course Saudi Arabia is full of surprises and inspiration, and I hope for future collaboration, maybe not with painter, classical painter, I mean, because for me it will be too competitive, but with designers, architects, calligraphy masters. This I would love to try.
Okay, fantastic. Sky's the limit. Huh? Yeah. Nورغول, so you've have extensive experience in the luxury market industry, in particular Bulgari and Gucci. As far as collaboration is concerned, I remember we almost got to facilitate a specific collaboration. And it takes time for this to happen. What is your point of view of where brands are heading? Do you think that brands will start to take the market a bit more seriously and start thinking more collaborative efforts with local brands?
Well, definitely. I think knowing that the globalization that is taking place today, and the social media that is giving us the opportunity to kind of to be exposed to different markets and also to expose yourself, is giving the more opportunity to the brands to either discover the talents or for the talents to reach out and get inspired by the brands. So this is where I think we've seen with some of the biggest brands in the luxury industry where the collaborations took different directions. Like Marina was mentioning, it doesn't have to be limited to fashion only or like art and so on. It goes beyond, it goes to completely different segments and industries and so on. So I honestly believe that there is a lot going on, though the brands have to be extremely careful selecting those collaborations because it should be something that is going to stay in the books and the history for the brand.
Yes.
So yes, not to make sure that it's not something that is mass, something that is just to like run for the hype and create a buzz, but losing the long-term vision that might somehow impact international brands.
Not collaborations just for the sake of collaborations. There has to be a
Exactly.
story, there has
Not
to be
for
a
the sake of-
message,
yeah.
it has to resonate. I always say the goosebumps, right? Completely agree with you. Abdulrahman, I'm so happy to have you with us.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of the work that you've done, in particular how your emphasis on heritage really resonates in all of your pieces. And the name is Hormuz, right? So tell us more about Hormuz. What does it mean?
Well, first of all, thank you, Hatem, for having me here for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
To tell
Thank you for
a new phase of Hormuz. We just start a new vision, a new strategy.
Yes.
With this year, Hormuz, like I would say, like it is like an experience-led brand. Saudi experience-led brand. We create an experience. We sell a story. We sell a culture. We sell an experience in details. Maybe in bag, maybe in
Is bag your specialty?
Yeah, like in fashion we focus in bag. We're starting in bags and leather goods in general, but we always, when we get to start a new design, we always like read the history, read the art, the history of sometimes the people think that we just start the fashion here in Saudi, like no, guys, this is land of Arabia, this is the land of the history of Arabia. Like when I would say like Arabian guy, there is an image for the Arabian guy, the bad one, where something like
the caricature. Yes.
This image comes from where? Comes from the fashion where that start in this land.
And we have pillars, the staples in our culture, the
yes,
masbaha and the shumar and the
the details, the steak, the pish, the mishlah, shma. This impression showed for the world since 200-300 years, and the movie, and the documentaries, and the parks need to like scale it again with the new vision, with the new industry, with the new technique,
innovation as well.
Yes, when I say bisht, it's a special technique, comes from Arabia. No one can make the same technique, like same as Gucci, same as they have their own technique. We have it, but we need to scale it up with a new one. Like that's the idea comes from this point.
So it's heritage and fashion rediscovered, like we were talking earlier on. Rediscovered.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We're starting in 2016. Gladly with the vision.
Okay. Fantastic.
This is one of the reasons support Hormuz to going, because the vision and the Crown Prince focus on the local and the artist and our strong
heritage,
in our heritage, in our the soft power. He helped us like with the vision, with the government state that all want to help the local. Like 2016 when we were start, when I said I'm a local designer, okay, it should be like cheap, should be like something not that good, not that quality. We're starting, and we're starting with the leather, and always when we design anything, like we read a story, we read the history. The next collection will be one of the like deeply so romantic story in this land, Jamil Buthaina.
Okay.
And always we want to show the stories, the history, and other vision, and another eye, the artist eye, the fashion eyes. We inspire the details and the dress. We like abstract the stories, the history, in piece of cloth, piece of bag, piece of accessory.
So I would say it's like a love letter to Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Thank
It's really his work really resonates, and the details, he captures all the things that are the basis and the foundation of what Saudi heritage is about.
Yes.
So I commend you.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Moving on to Marina, what would you say is the thing that has inspired you the most about your last trip to Saudi Arabia? What is the thing that you've noticed from your work that resonates?
A lot of things. I would say almost everything is very inspiring. For example, the work is behind me, the Riyadh.
Yeah.
I find this place so unreal. It's like another planet.
Yeah.
I like the curved lines of it and how people preserve it. And when I painted it, of course, all my paintings, they going through this a little bit sci-fi lens,
Yeah.
because Cosmo Dreams, it's about dreaming, it's about new futuristic idea, and I imagine how this city can be preserved through centuries, and how a landscape probably can completely change. And Saudi is a very dry place, as far as I understood. And what people are dreaming about here, about water and greenery. And this passion about greenery also inspired me for this diptych where desert turns green. So one day, I can imagine this, how Saudi would be beautiful. It would be just oases and forests and green mountains, hills with beautiful flowers. So for me, Saudi Arabia, it's very fairy tale place, and people here, they kind and they very welcoming, and yes, they are dreaming. That resonates a lot with my philosophy.
Okay. Fantastic. Completely agree.
And in winter comes with a good vibe, good mood, all the people.
Yes, absolutely. Versus the summer when it's super hot and people are not able to go out. Very true. You came at the right time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Nورغول, tell us this transition from working with international brands to empowering a local concept. You know, this is an incredible transition that you're making with Moxies. How did this transition come about? And tell us a little bit more about your role at Moxies.
Well, to start talking about my experience with international brands, first of all, I must say that I'm extremely grateful. I believe that I was lucky enough to work for two of the greatest Italian brands, and the experience that I got and the people that I've met throughout my career. I cannot say like I'm still young and I worked for 11 years, but nevertheless, it felt like
great beginning
for me.
Yes.
Yes. And at some point, I kind of felt the need that there is something that I would like to do for the region and for myself as well, to explore more opportunities and to have maybe a little bit of more freedom, I would say, in terms of back to your question about collaborations, you know, create a collaboration with someone at such a brand. I would say we are not at the level to make such decisions and so on. While I would say when going back to the Moxies concept, which is the retail concept that it goes beyond just fashion and traditional retail, it's something that we would like to enlarge and introduce different, more of a lifestyle approach. This is where we have a lot of freedom to create, to collaborate with multiple, not only designers, but also maybe F&B concepts, maybe artists, maybe digital, maybe gaming, and so and so and so. So there is like a massive kind of range of opportunities that we would like to explore. And what is very exciting in Saudi Arabia as well is the vision of the country and the empowerment of the local creatives, of young creatives, how much the country supports different segments of kind of creative industry. So this is where we feel that there is a lot of untapped areas that we could somehow, with our international experience or maybe different mentality, I'm not saying like there is no comparison, there is more of kind of what can we bring and what we can take. So it's a kind of a mutual exchange for the benefit of everyone, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Very inspiring, because the possibilities are endless. I remember we were supposed to do a shoot once with,
yes.
Am I allowed to disclose?
Oh, well, yes, why not? Yeah.
We're supposed to do a shoot with Mu'ath, remember? Who's Mu'ath, the amazing artist that we have. But it was such a process, you know, and I have been supported by international brands. I'm very grateful for collaboration with them, but it's a process. But it's amazing to be able to create collaborations instantly, just on the spur of the moment, and then go for it. And I think that there needs to be more trust from international brands to work locally, because the result is much more authentic. And I think that, you know, activations like this, collaboration like this, will change the narrative and make international brands look at us even more seriously. So thank you also, Marina and Moxie's team, for giving us this platform. Tell us, Abdulrahman, what is your vision for collaborations in Saudi? You're very visionary. You had an idea of taking a brand and scaling as you say, scaling the narrative of the Saudi kind of cliches, and making them cool, you know, yes. Which is it's actually difficult, because cliches can come across as being maybe not so sincere or not so authentic, but you're giving it a very authentic feel. Yeah. What's the secret to being authentic in what you're doing, and what's your vision for the future?
Like, by the way, next 12/12 we will launch the new strategy, and one of the key word of our value, a lot of collaborations.
Fantastic.
Local collab, international collabs. Why? Because we've seen that the strong things that have done with Hormuz, the partnership with the locals. I mean, we have a good relation with the vendors, with the local artists. Last month we had a collaboration with the local artist, with Shahad. She drew, we just finished last month, and we still have many surprises with a lot of collabs with international and locally. Why we try to mix and match between the local artists and the international artists to show the international standard that we have in our vision. As Hormuz will launch the new strategy, we'll focus in the next 5 years to create a lot of experience. We will have experience sometimes in a product or a project. Sometimes you will visit soon like a boutique hotel by Hormuz. Sometimes you will visit us in a pop-up experience, not to sell a product, just to live the experience. We want to sell the feels, the stories, the experience, the culture that we have in our DNA in Hormuz. Yeah. And when we say Hormuz, always here there is a frame by the people to the traditional, the culture, the most cultural brand, the most Saudi cultural brand. This is a good strong to start. The experience, the new sectors. We work with many projects with the vision, and gala dinners, and project, and gifts, and just to improve the culture and the stories through these project and the product.
So highlighting the essence of what old Saudi Arabia is about, and bringing it to the forefront.
Yes.
And I believe that you're doing it in a very unique way. I don't think anyone's doing the same approach.
No one in Saudi.
Really,
like,
I'm very proud of them.
no one in Saudi, I'm sure, like no one in Saudi, like they have just one bag. They have just one design, one on bag. Like when we start the bags, like guys, I just sit with the design team. Guys, we want a bag showing a story of Saudi, one bag. And now when we were going to buy and click a bag in Cormuz, there is just one bag, our signature. But we took this bag with the international standard, Lady Dior, Hermes standard, and improve this bag with many different sizes, many different colors, with a collection. This bag, the Dilam bag, inspired from the Pigeon Tower here in the Dilam. And same as this with the perfume. We like focus on one product, showing the brand without the logo. Yeah, you can see the product, but just say this is Cormuz without seeing the logo. This is one of the strong things that we want to focus on Cormuz, still to take this strong with our vision.
I'm a firm believer in the success of any brand that doesn't need to show the logo and the signature comes across. And I think achieving that is I think everyone's goal. Absolutely.
We have like one of the most expensive cob in Saudi. We have a cob like the price of the cob like $35, $40, and everyone like when they say this cob, they know this is Cormuz. Why? Because the signature, we always invest in shapes. Like when we design, we didn't design something to showing the brand. I want to sell this shape and make this shape signature for Cormuz.
Fantastic. Marina, what is your definition of a successful collaboration? Like to you, what you think creates impact?
But speaking about the bags, I cannot help for myself to intervene because we are collaborating in different fronts, and handbags are my real passion and also my dream to design.
We have a partnership. Now we had a collaboration.
And we already working with a French artisan, Métier Francais, and we also creating a line of bags, and I'm making design for them. And I understand your passion, so it just resonates a lot with me. And forms, the shape, the idea that shape will be recognizable and that it will like be sign of the brand. It's really important. It's the same thing I'm working right now.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Let's do a collaboration.
And successful collaboration, yes. I think it's like love. People should fall in love, and then it goes easily.
Absolutely.
It was when I saw models of Yusuf Akbar, I just said, wow, I just want to paint it. I cannot help. I can just start right now. And when I saw how he created the dress, I feel the same, that it was mutual.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
Love. It's the secret of good collaboration.
Absolutely. What about you, Nurgul? What do you think is the secret to effective and successful collaboration?
Successful collaboration is, well, depending on the objective.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you, like as I mentioned earlier, it could be kind of a short-sighted vision to just do something quickly for fun. But then, if you would like to make a long-lasting impact, you need to study well what is the history and the heritage of that particular brand or a company that you're planning to collaborate with, where it could take both of you in future, or what is actually you're going to achieve with such collaboration. So it's studying a lot, it's understanding the values of each other, because obviously, like you said, it's not it's the love between each other, but also some shared values, certain aesthetics that should match, you know, because the target audience, the way how each of those collaborators, I would say, put together the efforts, it has to speak to a kind of a common audience without going without producing like a polarized kind of product or collaboration.
And what's next for Moxies?
Well, what's next for Moxies is that, well, we just today discussed a wonderful collaboration, which for obvious reason I cannot disclose, because otherwise it will lose the surprise element. But we would like to introduce certain elements within the retail space, not only within the store itself, within the Moxies concept store, but also within Centria Mall as well, which is kind of hosting the store. And it's one of the most important luxury destinations in Riyadh. And what we would like to also make sure that we support the regional designers. So we kind of become like a house for multiple, I don't know, styling sessions, shooting the podcasts, community gatherings, you know, maybe public talks, and so on and so. So
is there some kind of help also in manufacturing? I believe that there's this kind of focus where you're enabling certain designers with their production, or
potentially this is something that we would like to explore, to how can we, with our capacity, with our networks, with our kind of knowledge and experience, how we can empower certain young creatives together with multiple institutions or companies and brands or media partners, let's say, such as like our collaboration, which seems starting extremely successful, and we are very, very grateful for you for such an opportunity to bring all of those elements together. And
would not have been possible without the amazing team we have here.
And Yusuf,
yes,
and
absolutely, yeah.
Rahman, exactly. I mean, yourself as well.
Thank you.
So,
thank you.
So yes, it's kind of a hub that will be the an inspirational place for the youth, for those that are interested in fashion, interested in a cool, trendy lifestyle.
Yeah. It's funny how the local narrative and the Saudi narrative is still very much holding on to tradition, but there's such a young population. So there is a fine line between holding on to tradition, but also being progressive. You have this balance. We know that it's a very young population. 70% is under 25 in Riyadh, especially, you know.
Yes.
So do you think that the younger population is more interested in our culture and our heritage than they were before?
Like I would say yes, with the vision, because the vision mainly focus in this young generation to believe in this culture. Like I remember when we, like 7 years ago, when I wear like Zberiya, the Saudi sandal, Zberiya, or Najdiya, or Sharqiya, any of them. Like when I wear it, like cheap. And now comes like a trend.
Now it's like, it's so cool, wow,
Yeah,
it's kind of looked down upon.
Why?
Yeah, okay.
Because there is empower from the crown prince, because the crown prince wear this, like, okay, this is cool, guys, yeah, let's wear it. Sometimes needs this from up comes to like the new generation. No, guys, this is us. This is what we wear and where we go with this.
Okay.
Like very cool to meet like president of United States with the sandal, Saudi sandal. It's okay. This is very cool. Like I'm in love with this. And like same as the Bisht. When you're going to the any wedding, Saudi wedding, I've seen like many young generation wear a Bisht.
Yes,
Well, Messi wore a Bisht.
Yes,
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the tricky, like I feel also the thobe, the masbaha, the prayer beads, like needs from the old generation to like believe this needs to go to the new generation and the way they believe in. Yeah. And I think that the most empowered in this, the crown prince. I feel like crown prince, anything like he will do. These people will like
the ultimate influencer.
Yes,
the
yes.
ultimate.
Like the sandal 6 years ago, guys. Like when you meet anyone with this, like not that cool, not that casual, but now I hope to see this with the Bisht, with the Shma, with. But one day, I believe like we'll see this young generation to improve the culture and their own way, maybe in a dress, maybe in a sandal, maybe in an artwork. But we need like just sometimes we need empower from the people. We need empower from the old generation, not you guys.
You're told.
Yeah.
And
I'm acting from the young generation here. Like I'm from them guys. I'm you from
Mr. Z.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's a when our craft, when our heritage crosses over internationally, when it becomes part of every closet, that's when we know that we have reached our
like
you know,
sorry,
yeah.
Because when 7 years ago, before the vision, like when I said artisan, like you will see in you will see in these artisan and in the ground, and they do the palm and with the like oh guys artisan
yeah,
like Jnadriya style,
yes,
you know, they skill the artisan like no do you want to be an artisan حرفي or no I want to be a doctor. Artisan, it's like kind of art. Now when the empower comes from the government to you need
promote the arts,
promote the art, the artisan
and craftsmanship,
the craftsmanship like doing an artworks, and they improve the artworks,
create an ecosystem for them,
a new vision.
Absolutely.
That's what I mean. Like we need to change the angle to seeing these details.
Absolutely.
But actually, I think it's very interesting topic, because what is happening in Europe right now, that younger generation, they don't realize that it's amazing profession, and sometimes they may be a little bit too lazy. Because to paint or to create a collier or to create a bracelet, you need years and years, 10, 20 years of apprentissage to understand how it works, and then you can create. So artisan, for example, in France, why we support and why we're trying to keep these techniques, because it's something that disappearing, and it's treasure. We need to just to save this treasure.
For
and
sure.
It should be clicking the people's minds to understand that it's the truth. It's not to be an IT or a programmer or I don't know manager. It's to be this person who can create something with hands. This is real. This is
the soft
true.
power.
This, yes, exactly.
Yeah, like Japan,
Yeah.
like a good always a good example to like a great. They use the soft power in wild world. Like everyone eats sushi. Everyone like no kimono, and the fashion houses inspired from the kimono, the tradition.
Yeah.
Like why? How? Everyone watch enemies. Everyone were like want to go and try that. Why? Because they use the soft power.
Yeah.
This is something needed here and needed with to tell the people the wild world. Anyone comes to Saudi, comes to Russian, comes to anywhere. Like we are here and we were here from these things, and we need to tell the story about these. And one day, I promise you, like the fashion houses in Europe, they will inspire from the Bisht. They will inspire from the Al-Mishlah. They will inspire from the Najdi, all the dresses.
Pucci is already using a lot of kaftans.
If I
you know.
may add, it's from like international brands perspective, it has already started a few years ago when the brands started tapping the modest wear segment and already producing something. However, there is always a fine line between cultural appropriation
and cliches.
Yes, and cliches, making sure, because you know, for the brands that are based in Europe, in Asia, in US, or like anywhere else than the Middle East, it always requires so much of research and so much of understanding of what can we do that we make sure that we respect the culture and the tradition, yet not offend and like add the value to this. And I wanted to add something that you were saying, like hopefully that the culture, the tradition, and the traditional clothing or designs that you already have will start penetrating other cultures and like people. I can say it has already started.
It has. Yeah.
For considering myself as an expat living in GCC, like in Dubai specifically, I can say that there was so much influence that the local Emirati or Saudi or Kuwaiti women that like made an impact on myself and on my style, and how and what an elegant and beautiful way the modest wear, the like, even though like might be looking sometimes conservative, yet always chic and feminine and elegant.
Absolutely.
So now you can see a lot of women that are outside of the Arab community wearing kaftans, wearing something like, I don't know, long dresses or open style like jalabiyas, you know. And this is, I see the trend is really, really growing.
After World Cup, the bisht comes like
Messi.
Messi.
Yes, when he wore the bisht, it went all viral. Yeah. And for me, my first exposure to this mainstream Japanese fashion that was penetrating all markets was Yohji Yamamoto and Issey Miyake. There are two designers who made me want to become a designer, because it showed that, like, wow, culture can translate internationally and become so cool, you know. So I miss the design days, but I'll tell you, it's amazing what you can do. If it's something, at the end of the day, going back to our art conversation earlier on, it's a universal language, you know. Fashion is a universal language as much as art is. So completely agree with you. But thank you for being with me today.
Thank you, Hatem.
Thank you, Marina. It's actually a little bit bittersweet. It's our last episode with the Ethereal Echoes. Thank you for providing us with this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to the exhibition. It's going to be for 2 weeks here at Century Mall. Starting from tomorrow, we'll have a soft opening, and then the exhibition will be there for 2 weeks. Really, it's a dream realized. I've always wanted to create, you're aware of this as well, local and international, you know, bridges. Those are the bridges that are going to kind of bring the world together and change the narrative and complement each other. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm very proud to be part of this creation.
Thank you. We're very proud. Nurgul, thank you for being with us, and I commend you on these amazing steps that you are taking. Abdulrahman, keep rocking and keep being the cliche police.
Thank
Bravo.
You,
thank you.